one in sociology, and one in psychology. She recently wrote a number one best-selling author book called Prevail: The Process of Overcoming. It is written both in English and Spanish, as well as the audibles. Prevaleciendo el proceso de superarse. She currently has a podcast called The Prevail Point and a show on Facebook and IG called Live with Gina, Becoming a Better You. She's a mom, a wife, a business owner, an entrepreneur, a musician, preacher, and a motivational speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to have on this call our very own Gina Cotto. It's a privilege to have you as our guest speaker. Hello, Gina Cotto.
Hi, how are you? Could everybody hear
I'm
me?
doing great. Yes, we can hear you. We can hear
That
you.
that's awesome. I would love to see some of the faces. Eventually, I know a lot of people are on just a picture. Thank you so much. Uh, Ignatius, is that your name? I'm sorry.
Yes,
I don't like
Ignatius. Ignatius.
Ignatius. Okay,
Yes.
Ignatius. That is awesome. I want to thank Rachel at Ignatius for inviting me to this great opportunity in Ghana, Africa. I'm so excited. I am speaking to you guys from the US, and we are going to have an amazing time today. I see that people are still joining, and I'm just so excited. Eventually, I want to see everyone's faces. I know everybody's I see Jothan West, I think is his name. I don't want to screw up anybody's names. I see him. Hello. If I could see everyone eventually towards the end, that would be amazing. But thank you guys for this invitation. And I'm so passionate about what I'm going to speak about. I know that the age range that we're dealing with here is probably from the ages of 18 to 35, and is one of the most difficult times sometimes in our lives to deal with what we're going through. I mean, in this world right now, we're dealing with the pandemic. I know you guys in Africa are also dealing with the pandemic. And, we're just locked down from being on lockdown to not being on lockdown and vice versa. So it's just been an amazing journey to understand that whatever life throws at you, you have to somehow embrace and understand that is a purpose for you to get to another level. So could we get started? Yes, could I get some thumbs up? You guys could show reactions in the bottom. That would be great. Just so that I can see, thank you. I can see you guys and everybody that's here. So yes, I see the thumbs up. Awesome. We are so excited. Okay, we are here in the US, and as Ignatius spoke about, I'm the author of Prevail, the process of overcoming. And in life, that's what we need to do. Every day is we need to overcome. Okay, so I just want you to think about a scenario and understand where you're at in your life. Some of us are in different levels in our life. We don't know what's going on. For some of us, we are in some deep situations and maybe some deep problems, or, I don't know where everybody's at here. But what we're going to talk about today is learning the importance of obstacles. So when you think about obstacles, the first thing you think about is, oh, I don't want to be part of it. I don't want to be part of a problem. I don't want to be part of a situation. I want to be at peace. And usually that's our human nature. Our human nature is to relax. Our human nature is to be, probably laying in a couch, watching TV, relaxing, right? As Ignatius says, that I am a co-pastor of House of Prayer and Restoration. So I will be referencing some verses in the Bible, but this is for everybody, whether you're religious, whether you believe in God or not. These are principles that you really need to implement in your life in order for you to reach the destiny that God has for you, in order for you to reach your dreams and goals. And I know that if you are here, okay, it's because you know that you are meant for greatness. You're meant to do something big in your life. You're not here just to be here. If you're here, it's because you know that you need to reach another level. And whatever that is, I'm going to help you do that today. So this is the question for you today. We go through trials and tribulations. We go through obstacles. When you are confronted with a challenge, with an obstacle, What is your reaction towards it? So let's talk about it. What is an obstacle, right? Is a restriction. Is something that's stopping you. Is an obstruction, right? A stumbling block, something that's stopping you to get to where you need to be. Usually, those things either, depending on how you look at it, either set you back or you decide, I'm going to move forward and I'm going to overcome this. Okay, so a lot of times we need to realize if we change the word obstacle and we put that word obstacle as an opportunity, then we change the mindset of how we look at life. Because let me tell you something, in life, you're either going to be in an obstacle, going into an obstacle, or coming out of one. That's just reality. If nobody's ever told you that before, I am here to shed some light on what you're going to, on what life is all about. You either in an obstacle, coming out of one, or going into one. Let's change that word obstacle and let's put opportunity. You either in an opportunity, coming out of an opportunity, okay, or going into one. So when you start looking at life as an opportunity to become better, you change the way you think. If you become stronger, okay? So like I said, our human nature, a lot of times is to relax. But in reality, the only thing that makes us stronger is what? Is obstacles. So let's look at 5 reasons why obstacles are good. A lot of times, people are told, oh, stay away from obstacles, stay away from problems, stay away from things that are going to be hard for you. But in reality, if we look at life, when things are a challenge, when things are an obstacle to overcome, you embrace them better. You feel like it's worth it. You feel like, wow, I can get better out of this. You become stronger. You need obstacles. Number 1. It is necessary to have an obstacle in order to grow. There's no other way. If you're not in an obstacle, you're not going to get to know who you are. Okay. It pushes out of the comfort zone. Now, I'm sure if I tell you, raise your hand if you like to be in your comfort zone. Usually, if you become, if you start embracing life, you're going to learn how to, okay, I'm out of my comfort zone. That's awesome because now I'm getting better. Now I'm getting to the next level in my life. But most people, they don't embrace obstacles. They say, I have an obstacle. They get depressed. They get anxious. They panic. They stop their tracks and they don't move forward in their life. But what does obstacles do? They allow us to grow. Number 2, obstacles, they teach us something. If you do not stop and learn about the obstacle that you are in, I'm going to promise you that you're going to be in that obstacle over and over and over again. Once you learn what you needed to do to overcome that obstacle, you'll get to the next level in your life. But either way you learn something, think about it. Think about a situation that you've had. Maybe a boyfriend or a girlfriend that you've had, that everybody told you, hey, be careful with that person. Maybe you don't, that person is not for you. And you did it anyway. And then the relationship broke. Think about it. Did you learn? Did you learn what you didn't like? Did you learn what you did like? You learned something from the obstacle, and you have to realize that that's what life is all about. I'm gonna tell you this, okay? A lot of people are either smart or wise. And after I'm done with this conversation, I'm gonna see what you're gonna pick, okay? But a smart person, usually you tell them, hey, I went through this, don't do it. They do it anyway. They smart, they did it, they learn from it. But a wise person learns from other people's mistakes, okay? So number 3, it changes your direction or your path. An obstacle, one of the things that I write about in the book Prevail, The Process of Overcoming, is that pain is an indication that something must change. Now, some people have really high tolerance to pain. Other people don't. Now, if you have a high tolerance to pain, you're probably going to be in that situation for a long time before you move. Okay. Other people, they're like, wait a minute, I'm in pain. I need to get out of this. And we're talking about people that are in an abusive situation, or people that are verbally getting abused, or physically, or, domestic violence, all of these things. There's different types of abuse. But you need to understand that once you get to that obstacle, you need to understand, hey, I need to change. I need to change my path. If you're driving and there's an obstacle in your way, what's the first thing you do? If you're in a bike, or you're in a transportation, and you can handle that transportation, what is the first thing you do? You change direction. Could you believe that a lot of people don't grow because they stay in that obstacle all their life and they never grow out of it? And then they wonder, why haven't I reached my dreams and goals? Why haven't I reached the destiny that God has for me? Why is it that I'm stuck here? It's because you haven't changed direction. Number 4, they challenge you to get better. Could you agree with that? They challenge you to say, hey, you know what? Right now, I am where I'm at. But if I didn't go through the situation that I went through, I would never be where I am today. And you need to embrace the goodness of obstacles. The Bible talks about that what trials brings is endurance. And what endurance brings is that character that you're looking for, so that you could become what God has created you to be. And one of the biggest things I talk about is always becoming a better version of yourself. We need to stop competing with our partners, with our neighbors, with our next door neighbor, with our classmates, with our boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands. We need to stop competing and start competing with ourselves and realize, hey, if I am this way now, how can I get better? Well, guess what? Obstacles will get you there. Learning the importance of obstacles will get you to the destiny that you need to be. And number 5, this is one of my best ones, right? They get you stronger. I went through a really very deep situation in my life. And if you get my book, you can get it on Amazon or wherever books are sold. Do you guys have Amazon in Africa? Could you just, yes, you do? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Not really.
Not really. Okay. So I have to figure out a way, Rachel, to get you my book. We need to talk. We need to talk about that. But in my book, I talk about becoming stronger. Sometimes, have you ever been in a situation where you're like, I don't know how I'm going to overcome this. I don't know how I'm going to get through with this. I have to pass this class. I have too much work. I have to work. I have a situation in my home. Maybe you're going through things that you've never faced before. And then you realize a couple of months pass by and you got over it. And now you're a different person. Obstacles get you stronger. So if there's nothing that you get out of this talk, which I know there's going to be many, you need to realize that you are stronger than you think you are. You are. If you're going through that obstacle, it's because God knows you can go through it. It's because he made you stronger than you think you are. But what happens is that our mindset is not where it should be. Okay, because maybe we're surrounded with the wrong people. Maybe we're being surrounded with the people that are not supposed to encourage us and are supposed to tell us, listen, you're going through this, but you're going to be okay. You're just going to get stronger. You're just going to get to the next dimension that you need to be in to reach your dreams and goals. Now, if you're listening to me today, it's because you have dreams. If you're listening to me today, it's because you want something out of your life. You want to do something to change the people around you, or to change yourself, or maybe change technology, or I mean, all so many things that we can do as human beings. They say that most of the inventions, most of the healings of cancer and other sicknesses, they're buried 6 feet under. Because many people live their lives and they have so many goals and so many dreams. And maybe they had the vitamin or the pill or the medicine for cancer, or for something for us to live longer, and they went to their grave with it. Is that going to be you? I hope not. But is it going to be you? I want you to understand that obstacles get you stronger. Obstacles make you more confident because you know that you did it and you became better. And to take it a little deeper, what obstacles do is they teach you how to help other people. Life is not just about us. I know sometimes we get into this mindset that we're that is all about us, that the world has to revolve around us. And in reality, you go through situations so that you can help someone else when they're going through that same journey. Okay. And I want you to embrace it. Learning the obstacle is for you to get to the next level. You got to get there. The only way you get there is through obstacles. So let's talk about 30 things that the obstacles teach us, right? I'm going to go through it quick. I know that, you know, I'm going to talk about what they teach you, and then I'm going to talk about how do you overcome them, right? So learning the importance, what they teach you, and how to overcome them is very important, because if you don't know this now, and if you're young, if you're in your teenage years or your early 20s, I'm so happy that Rachel and Ignatius gave me this opportunity, because if you learn this now, wow, you're going to make it big in your life. So look at this. Okay, they open us up to change, which I talked about before. It's huge. They make us examine our priorities. If you don't go through an obstacle, it's like, wait a minute, I shouldn't have done that. I should have done this. Maybe when my mother told me I shouldn't have had a person as a friend, I should have listened, right? Maybe you become a little bit more obedient. Maybe you realize that I need to make changes in my life. Obstacles give you options. They give you options for you to say, you know what, I need to change where I'm at right now. What I'm doing is not working. And if you want to get there, listen, it takes work. Everything in life doesn't come easy. You have to work it. It gives you the mindset to start thinking, to be creative. You know, that's why the iPhone was created. That's why Zoom was created. That's why all these things were created, because, you know, especially now during the pandemic and everybody's working from home. And I could only talk about the US, right? And I'm guessing a lot of everybody in the nation, this has affected the whole world. People started working from home. And now Zoom used to be a small platform that became one of the biggest platforms all over the world, because they engaged in their creativity to say, you know, people can't travel, people can be in front of you, but they can talk to you on a computer. What did the iPhone do? It created creativity. It created a workspace for you to be able to communicate a lot faster than you did before. That's what Microsoft did, right? That's what Apple did. Okay. They slow us down and they make us choose a different path. I spoke about that before. Sometimes you're rushing through life, and sometimes you need to take it slow. You need to slow down before you speed up. What do I mean by that? You need to relax and reflect on your life and say, am I doing the right things? Am I connected with the right people? Is my life going in the direction that I want it to go? Whether it would be in a school environment, in a work environment, you know, maybe you feel you are in a dead-end job. That's an obstacle. Start thinking about changes in your life and what you should do. They create new meaning and new purpose. They redefine progress. I mean, there's so many things that obstacles do. They start us talking about small steps in a new direction, right? A lot of these companies now through the pandemic, they realize, you know, I don't have to spend all this money now in a big office building, because a lot of my workers could work from home. I could save that money. I could probably invest it in more inventions and research and development. I could invest it in people, and my business could be more productive in a short amount of time. The obstacle of the pandemic, if people took it the right way, and listen, I'm not shying away from the fact that people have passed away. I've gone through it. Okay. Close people that I know have passed away. Things have happened. Okay. We're not living in the same type of world anymore. But I have to encourage you that it's going to get better. They increase self-awareness. It overcomes fear or failure. A lot of people are in this fear that, oh God, you know, I can't get better. There's so many things that obstacles do that you need to realize that you need to get better and you need to get to those places. They reinforce you to be positive. Now, a lot of people, they are in an obstacle and they stay stuck there. And the reality of it is that the obstacle is to get you to a further place than you're really in. Is to teach you. Start asking yourself the question, did I go through this because it was my fault? Because if it was your fault that you're going through whatever you're going through, change what you're doing so that it doesn't happen again. If it wasn't your fault, learn from it so that you don't surround yourself with people that are going to get you in that situation again. You have to do it. Let me tell you, being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, all you're confronted with every day is obstacles. The meeting didn't go right. The Zoom went off. The internet went out. So many things happened. The light went off. I mean, I do these live with Gina's Becoming a Better You. I hope that you guys could join. It would probably be 11 p.m. or 12 p.m. over there. They are on my Facebook and on my Instagram. I will share all my information with you guys. But I have to tell you that so many things happen when it's live. And you kind of have to just keep on going. You can't stop. You gotta keep on going. They reinforce a positive outlook, right? They make us ask questions to understand the problem. That's a big one. Analyze, why am I here? What happened? What can I learn from it? And I keep on repeating myself in certain areas because a lot of times we need to think about those things when we go through the situation. And we don't do it because we get so involved in the obstacle, in the problem, that we forget, wait a minute, let me just slow down and let me get better. They give us skills, they give us creativity to get better, right? I spoke about that a little bit before. They give us those skills to say, wait, I gotta get better. I mean, you guys started this group, a global group all over the nation. You guys, you have an incredible website. The people that you're helping, a lot of times you work with people, they have disabilities. Well, they take that disability and they make something better out of it. They don't stay there, right? They become better. You conquer so many negative feelings. You conquer frustration. You conquer fear. You conquer low self-esteem when you have obstacles. You conquer anxiety, panic, so many things that you conquer when you say, you know what, I am no longer going to be here. I am going to move forward and I am going to get better. There are opportunities to grow your soul. Maybe where you're at is not working. Maybe you have an obstacle so you could get closer to God. Maybe you need to start learning how to surrender and realize you're not in control. How many control freaks do I have on this call? I'm one of them, right? You want to control everything that's around you. And you come to a point in your life where you realize that you're not in control. You could only control so much, right? One of the only things you could control is what's going on in your mind. And a lot of times you can't even control what's going on in your mind. All you could control is how you react to what's going on in your mind, right? There's this analogy that, you can't control something falling in your head, but you could control building a nest in your head, right? You could control that. You could say, no, I'm going to renew my mind every day. I'm going to read the books that I need to read. I'm going to read the Bible. I'm going to read positive books. I'm going to surround myself with positive people. If you're around people that are constantly discouraging you, why are you still with them? What are you afraid of? Do you want to stay stuck or do you want to move forward? They present the reality that you need to start believing in a higher power. I don't know if you've ever been through a situation where there's no control over it and you don't know how to overcome it and you have to surrender. If you didn't have that, if that obstacle did not happen, maybe you would not have been able to get to the next level. Some obstacles, as much as we got to surrender sometimes, they allow us to be in control of our lives a little bit. And what do I mean by that? I know I'm contradicting myself. Control of your lives, meaning what you're putting in your mind, who you're surrounding yourself to, what books you're reading, what business you're starting, what education you're getting. Are you in the right job? Are you in the right business? Is it being fruitful or is it not being fruitful? You start analyzing things about yourself and start saying, wow, I need to start changing certain things. But I want to share with you what keeps you stuck. Okay. How many of you want to know that? What is it that keeps you stuck sometimes? A lot of people don't understand what is it that keeps you stuck. There are 7 common obstacles you need to overcome to succeed. And if you don't have anything to write with, you should write these down because they are so important. A lot of times we expect the obstacles to go away on their own and they don't. You're confronted with an obstacle so you could change, right? I spoke about it. What's the importance of it? You got to change path. You got to change your mindset. You have to get better. But a lot of times people get stuck for these 7 reasons. Number 1, self-doubt. They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe that they're stronger than they think they are. They don't believe that they can do it. They doubt themselves. And here you are about to enter into another destiny in your life, into another level in your life, and you stop yourself because of your self-doubt. They don't have no confidence. And yet that obstacle is exactly to give you confidence, is exactly so that you could believe in yourself and you retract and you don't want to get there. This one is big, laziness. A lot of people say, hey, why is it that I haven't made it? Because you sleep 15 hours a day? Because you're lazy? Because you're not working? Because if that job is not paying your bills, you need to find another one? Because if that business is not working, you need to find the right mentor to help you with it. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And a lot of us find ourselves stuck there and don't realize that we need to get to the next level, but we're lazy about it. This is a big one. Fear. That number 3. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of sound mind, right? A spirit of peace. And a lot of us in this world, we are not in peace right now. And we allow that obstacle to overwhelm who we are. But those obstacles are so important to reach that destiny that you're looking for. Number 4, a victim mentality. We have this mindset that, oh is me. We need to stop that and we need to grow up. You're not the only one in this world. You need to get better. And that obstacle is going to get you there. So stop crying about it. And I know some obstacles are harder than others. I know that sometimes, like, how am I going to overcome this? Let me tell you, I'm going to share a little bit about my story. And I have it in the book. But I grew up, I was a church girl. My parents were pastors. And I grew up in the church. I did everything right. I got married in my early 20s. I was 25, 26 years old. And I thought I had married the man of my dreams. And I sat back one day. We had a business. We went to open offices in a different state, and we were doing well. And I was living the Cinderella story, right? We're told, we watch all of these movies. I don't know if they watch them over there, but Cinderella and this and that and the other. And you expect your life to not have any obstacles once you found this man of your dreams or this woman of your dreams, for the men that are listening to me today. And my marriage lasted 9 months. And something that happened out of my control, he abandoned me. I couldn't understand how this happened. I was at awe with the unfortunate situation that I was going through. I wanted to take my life. I didn't understand why. I did everything right. I was with him for 2 years. I got to know who he was. And I went through a period in my life. Oh, and I didn't tell you, I was 2 months pregnant. Oh, my world was shaken. I didn't know what to do. I was in a different state. No family, no friends, a few business partners that really didn't care about our lives. They only cared about us making money. 2 months pregnant, first baby, waited till I got married, right? I did everything right. If you know anything about church, you know, I did everything right. I was a preacher, married a preacher. It was like wow, huge wedding, beautiful wedding dress, did everything right. I don't know if anybody could relate or it's gonna be, it's crazy what happened to me. I just was not left pregnant. I was also abandoned financially. I had a degree. I had 2 degrees. I had a degree in psychology, sociology, and what I did, I was a social worker. I took care of people. I went to people's homes, and I did a lot of stuff. I worked with substance abuse women, and I was reuniting them back with their families. And so I had a lot. I had a career. I had education, but I was pregnant in a business that I couldn't do because morning sickness and all that stuff. He left, abandoned me, had to go on welfare, got so bad I had to go on food pantries. So I know what it is to be in lack. I know what it is not to have anything. I'm not talking to you from a book standpoint. I'm talking to you about life. Okay. If it hasn't happened to you, it will. It's part of life. I didn't know back then. I was asking God, why am I going through this? I did everything right. Why am I going through a situation like this? I'm pregnant. I grew up with both of my parents. How could I have a kid, without her father there? What is it that I have to do in my life to change this? I immediately went to counseling. I immediately told him we could overcome this. Let's go to counseling. But there's only so much you could do when the other person does not want to change. There's only so much you could do. I stayed with him, had the baby, but we weren't together. I ended up telling my family 2 years later, and I was completely devastated. I literally had no food in my refrigerator. Literally, I had baking soda, nothing in my pantries. I had nothing. I had to go out, figure out, speak to social workers. What can I do? I'm pregnant. They won't hire me. I want to work. I want to do so many things. I couldn't. And little did I know that this was an open door for me to become the woman that I am today. I looked at myself and eventually I said, there's a reason for me to be where I'm at. And I stopped having a victim mentality and started having a victor mentality and started saying, okay, I'm going to get better. I'm going to get out of this depression. I don't know how. And I'm not going to tell you I went a little crazy. I did dumb things, but it came to my life that I understood, wait a minute, God, you have something for me and I have to go back to you. And I surrendered to the Lord. And I say, you know what? That's it. I think my daughter now is 19 years old. I had people that they get divorced, they never get married again. They hate men. And, there's so many avenues you could go through when you go through a situation like this. I'm gonna see if I send Rachel or Ignatius my audibles. And maybe if I send you guys the audibles, you can share that. So you could hear the story. But I have to tell you that I changed from being a victim to a victor. And I said, as soon as my baby was born, I had to leave. I had to go back and get a job. I had to, it got so bad in my house that when the baby was born, her father tried to commit suicide. So now I had a baby, no money, no job, having firemen knocking down in my door because I called 911 because he took too many, he tried to take his life. So could you be like I thought I was already, when he left me, I thought I was already under, and then I was pregnant, then I had no money, then he tried to take his life. Thank God he survived. I called 911 at the right time because when the firemen came, they said he would have been dead. So here I have a newborn. She was probably 2 to 3 months, 3 weeks. She was probably like 2 weeks born. And I got to the point that I said, no, I'm going to be everything for my daughter. You see, God always provides a plan for you to get out of that obstacle, become better, and get to the next level. You just got to open your eyes. It's there. I started, started working. I took away all laziness, took away all fear. Although I was scared, I still had courage to do it. I had a victim mentality because I was like, always me. Somebody got to take care of me. No, I needed to take care of myself. Okay. I started working on logistics. Like, what am I gonna do? Sometimes we look at reality and we say, I can never get out of this. No, stop being distracted. That's another one, another obstacle. And another common obstacle for you to overcome is that you don't plan. Lack of planning. I said 7: self-doubt, laziness, fear, victim mentality, logistics, distractions, and lack of planning. And I said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get out of this. And maybe at another time, maybe I'll share again, but God gave me the strength to get out of it. And, I was able to remarry. I have an 8-year-old daughter today. I have a amazing husband that's very supportive in what I'm doing. We work together. We have businesses together. I went from having zero, from having the craziest back credit, all that, everything you could think of, I experienced. And I said, no, I'm not going to be that way. I'm going to learn how to embrace obstacles, and I'm going to become a better version of myself. I'm going to be who God created me to be, but that means enduring trials and tribulations. And I'm going to start listening. When people tell me to do something, if they went through it and if it doesn't work, I'm going to get a mentor. I'm going to get coaches that help me. I'm going to get to the point where I need to be so that God can use me to the best that he can. And, I want to share with you guys. I know you guys are going to ask me questions, and I'll be as transparent as I possibly can. But everyone that's listening to me today, I'm just so proud of you, because I'm probably preaching to the choir. If you're listening to me today, it's because you want more. It's because you have your own business. It's because you're an entrepreneur. It's because you're in school. It's because you're trying to get a career. It's because you're working at being better. But just understand, part of being better is embracing obstacles. And there's so much that I want to say, but I know that my time is limited. I want Ignatius, Rachel, you guys can take over from here. If you guys want me to keep on, I can. But I know there's going to be a question and answers, and I would love to see everyone. I see Amina. Amina, I see you. I want to see you guys. I want to share what I can do to help this team continue to move forward. Yes?
Amazing. I'm already touched. I'm already touched. I got my book and my pen, jotting down loads of information that you're sharing. We'll now open the floor for questions. So what will happen is they'll type in the questions and it will be read out for you to answer. Is that cool?
Okay, perfect. Yes. So I'll look at the comments here, so then we can get that done. Oh, look at all these comments. Awesome. Okay, I'm ready for you guys. I'm so ready.
So guys, if you have questions, can you drop your questions? Yes, I know some people had some questions already. So please drop your questions before we continue. And okay, I have a question though. Okay. So
okay, go
great.
for it.
Someone has a question.
Oh, yes. Okay. What is the question? Let's see. What's my greatest fear in life? My greatest fear in life was getting a divorce. That was my greatest fear. And I'm going to tell you why. My greatest fear, when my parents were pastors, I'm 1 out of 4. And I was the youngest. And I was always taken care of and protected. But my parents had a marriage for 33 years, and the marriage didn't work out, and it was devastating for the whole family. I was already in my early 20s, and my biggest fear was finding the wrong guy. And when I got married, I knew without a shadow of a doubt that this was the right person. And my biggest fear actually happened, which was getting a divorce. What's my biggest fear now? Um, I don't know, probably death, losing my mom. Although I know I'm going to a better place, that's still something that God is working with me. Everybody has a different fear in different stages in your life. So remember, once you overcome that fear, something else will happen. And then it's just to stretch you to get you better where you're at. If you see my daughter somewhere around, she is 8 and is I'm just letting you, don't be surprised, okay? That's why you saw my computer moving a little bit. She's stepping on cables and we're trying to tell her to stay still, and she just, just to let you know, just in case something happens, I'm warning you. All right. Yeah, so that's one of my biggest.
Okay, so great, great. Before we continue, please, would Rachel would like to take a poll before we continue with the questions. By then, people would have dropped more questions. So we will want to take a short poll. Hello, Rachel. Hi,
Yes,
Rachel.
yes,
Yes,
I can hear you. So I'm launching it now. So please, if you see the
yes.
poll, kindly fill it with exemption of the speaker. So all participants, please fill the poll then. Okay, so whilst filling it, you can drop in your questions. Thank you all so much.
Yeah, I also have, just to let you know, guys, before I end, I would like to share 7 tips to learn how to overcome obstacles. So once I answer some of the questions, I think this is going to be really amazing for you guys. And we can, we can definitely close it up if there's no more questions. Oh, I see one here. It says, could I answer the question or wait till the poll to be over?
Yes, you can answer the question whilst they answer the question. Yes.
Okay, so has there been a situation or incident in your life where you got yourself stuck, not knowing what to do? I think I shared that. I shared. Sometimes I feel that now because I started, doing this whole social media and live with Gina. But the biggest time that I got stuck in my life was when this happened in my marriage, was where I didn't know. I really, really did not know what to do. And unfortunately, I was too prideful to ask somebody for help. That's what gets you stuck a lot of times. A lot of times what gets you stuck is that your pride gets in the way of asking for help. You need to know who to ask help for. Trust me, you need to know. You're not just going to tell everybody your dreams and goals, because not everybody's going to accept them. But God always provides somebody in your life that you can be completely honest with and say, hey, listen, I'm going through this situation and I can't get out of it. Could you help me? Could you give me some advice? Do you have a minister in your life? Do you have a mentor? Do you have a coach? Do you have maybe somebody that could be a role model to you, that can advise you? That's something huge that you need in your life, because not all the time you can solve it yourself. So yes, there is going to be a time where you find yourself stuck and you don't know what to do. And right now I'm developing a website, and I just started asking for help. I started asking for people. Prayer is also one of the key components in my life, where I'm just like, God, guide me, connect me with the right people, connect me with the right person that can give me the answers that I'm looking for. Another big thing is the Bible. The Bible is just a book of instructions. You can Google this situation. Does somebody in the Bible have a situation like that? What did they do? It could give you the right direction in what you do. I hope that makes sense. Another one, can you give us tips on how you got selfless mentors? Oh, that's That's a deep one. That is a deep one. Okay. Can you give us tips on how you got selfless mentors? I think one of my mentors is my mom. I don't know, and not everybody has that privilege of having wise parents, or somebody that you can actually look up to, but it takes time. It takes time to not be, to have a mentor, but not giving 100%. And this is the reason why. No one is perfect. The Bible says have many counselors in Proverbs. Okay. Why have many counselors? Because not one person could be a counselor for everything in your life. I hope that makes sense. You need to understand that the only real selfless mentor you can have is God, number one. Maybe a parent. But having mentors and having selfless, you probably need to pay. Maybe a parent, maybe a really close friend, maybe a husband or a wife. But everybody somewhere in their life, it has a motive behind it. They're either going to make money, they're either going to do it for themselves, or, selfless. I mean, everybody has their own motive why they want to do things, but just have many mentors. Just ask God to guide you with, maybe not just one, but a few. Okay. So yeah, so that's a big tip. Have a few. If you don't have all the logistics for your business or to grow up your business, but that is what you really want to do others than working for someone. So you want to have a business, okay? I'm speaking to Amina. You want to have a business, but you don't have all the logistics behind it, okay? One tip that I can give you is that while you're building your business, you need to have income. So have a job while you're building a business. You don't need to be 24 hours on your business unless that's what it's requiring, unless you invested 10, 20, 30, $100,000 in that business. Have a job so you could fund your business. And once your business replaces your job money, then you could go full-time on your business. That's a big tip. I've done that many times, especially if you have a family. If you're young and you don't have any financial responsibilities and you live with your parents and you don't have to pay any bills, maybe you could go 100% on the business, but you still need money to build that business. Okay. That makes sense. All right. Look at these. Can you give us, okay. Does that make sense, Amina? Yes, no, I'm just looking at people's responses. Okay. Okay. All right. So, a lot of times what people do is that they invest all their time on this one business, and that's great, but you need to fund your business. Most businesses are not profitable after 5 years. After 5 years. I don't know what business you have. I tell you, go for it. Not everybody's made for the 9 to 5. Girl, I am not made for that. Okay. I do have a 9 to 5 until my businesses overcome everything I'm doing, until my businesses replenish all the money I'm making in my job. But listen, 9 to 5 is just 8 hours. I mean, I don't know how the jobs are over there, but you still have another 16 hours. Or maybe, if you sleep 4 hours, you still have 12 hours you could work on your business. Does that make sense? Okay. Listen, this is very important. When you face challenges, here are 7 tips I have learned to overcome challenges. Stop complaining. When you have a challenge, face it head first. How you can overcome this, how you could get better. Stop complaining. I hate complainers. Like, I get it. You could complain 1 or twice, but this 3 years and you're still in the same problem and you're still complaining, get over it. Is that too hard? Get over it. You got to get better. You got to get to the next level. Face it head on. Face it head on. Stay positive through it. Find the right people that are going to get you through it. Okay. If you don't have the right people, you always have God. You always have, there's no excuse. You always have God. Don't be realistic. Number 4, be realistic on your expectations, okay? Don't try to outdo people, right? I already spoke about that. Don't try to constantly be connected. Comparing yourself, right? Don't try to outdo people. Just outdo you. If you were at 10% yesterday, be at 20% today. The next day, be at 30%. If the person you're next to is at 100%, you're not there yet. It's okay. This is not, a race. Is a marathon. You're gonna get there when you get there. All right? Stop comparing yourself. Emotional side, what that means is, I know everybody gets emotional. Try to be a little bit, understand where you're at and how to overcome it. Don't be too emotional. And another way to get out of obstacle is to break it down. Break it down. Whatever obstacle you're in, just break it down. Okay, this happened, and because this happened, that happened. So one of the things that I did was, once my baby was born, I didn't have anything. Food pantries, I mean, I don't know if you guys have that over there, or, we're very blessed here that if you don't have anything, the government is something called welfare, right? Public assistance, where the government could give you just the minimal so that you could at least have food. And as soon as I was able to walk, my baby was 2 weeks old, I got a job. I broke it down. I said, okay, what's my situation right now? My priority is that I have a child, and right now I need to focus on this child. I need to make sure that this child gets everything they need, she needs, so that we could get to the next level. I got a job. I started figuring out, okay, who could I get as a babysitter, right? I started breaking it down so that I could get to the next level. Then eventually I had to leave the place that I was in, and I had to go get support from my family. And I had to put my pride in my back pocket and say, listen, things didn't work out. It was time for me to move on. All right. That's awesome. Anything else? Anybody has any other questions? Any questions you want to ask me? Anything that maybe, you feel you can't overcome? Maybe I have an experience that can help you. But I'm going to leave you with this. You guys have everything you need to overcome. You got to dig. You got to dig in. Sometimes you just got to stop and dig into your heart, dig into your soul, and say, I could get this done. I could figure it out. God, connect me to the people that I need to connect with. I want to make sure that I'm connected, that I'm doing what I need to do, and get it done to the best of your ability. Anything else? Anyone else? I see all the comments. Beautiful. That makes sense. I really love your answers. Oh, Rachel said, how did you overcome your challenges personally? Affirmations work best for me. Yes, very important. What are you telling yourself? Look at yourself in the mirror. Are you telling yourself you're a winner? Are you telling yourself you're an overcomer? That's very affirmations, Rachel. Thank you. Very important. Very important for you to do. Okay. How do you choose between running your business or going to work for an organization? I tell you, you should do both, but make sure that that business is lucrative before you leave the job, okay? Or that you have enough money. Do it wisely, that you have enough money so that you can build that business. Or if you're home and you don't have any financial responsibilities, I say work your business 18 hours a day. When people see your commitment, they're going to start buying from you, whatever the business is. Whatever product you have to serve, people will start supporting you when they see your commitment. It takes time. Has there been a situation or incidents in your life when, okay, I saw that one. Okay. All right. One of the biggest things for me to overcome the challenges, and even challenges that I have now, is that I make sure that I take time for myself. You need to take out time for yourself. You know, are you taking out an hour just to take care of who you are? Are you taking out time for self-development? Are you taking out time for, you know, who you are in your life? That's very important. Very, very important. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Rachel, Ignatius, am I the only one here? Talk to me, somebody.
You've really done justice. You've really done justice to the questions, and I was even taking notes as you were talking. Seriously, and I
Awesome.
must say you're full of great insights. And okay, someone also has another
Oh,
question.
I have another question. Okay, I see it. Okay, I have another question on mentorship. Go ahead, Danielle. Mentorship is very important. I think that finding a coach and a mentor is the way to get to another level once you have obstacles. But you need to find someone, especially for Amina, right? You're like, you feel like in your heart you're gonna be in business for yourself. That's awesome. You need to find someone that's doing the same thing you're doing and emulate them, follow them, call them, try to get time from them. You know, if you want to sell ice cream, I'm just throwing it out there, I don't know what your business is, find somebody that sells ice cream and see what they're doing so that you could get to the level that they want to be in. You got to find someone in a similar business. How do you handle overbearing mentors? What do you mean by overbearing? Overbearing mentors that they're on top of you all the time? Is that what you mean? Okay. So overbearing meaning like they don't let you breathe, that they don't let you breathe. Exactly. Okay. All right. You know, that's not a mentor. That's more of a boss, right? So a mentor is going to tell you what you don't want to hear, right? When you go up to them and ask them, right? So, but when you have a boss is overbearing. A boss is somebody that's on top of you. You got to do this, you got to do that. If you don't do it, da, 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 da. You know, or somebody that's sorry, my daughter. Somebody that's overbearing is usually a boss. Is not really a mentor. A mentor is somebody that is going to ask you what you need, or you're going to go up to them. They're going to guide you to where you need to go. They're not going to tell you, right? A boss tells you what you need to do. A mentor guides you, right? They give you direction. They give you the mindset. They give you the space to grow. A mentor is going to give you that space to grow. That's very important. You need to get that space to grow, because not all the time that person is going to be, you know, usually a boss, they want to tell you what to do real quick because it's going to benefit them. A mentor is going to give you that space to grow, and it's going to give you that space to get to another level. And it's you going up to them, hey, could you help me with this? You know, could you do this and that? But a boss is going to kind of be overbearing. Yeah. So I don't know if that person is technically your boss, but if they are, then you have to do what they say. But if they're not, then maybe back off a little bit, you know, maybe back off a little bit. Was that good? Okay, thanks. Awesome. Okay. I'm so excited to be with this group right now. I'm going to, so you guys have to go on your phones, right? I think I'm losing you.
I think Ignatius's network is messing up, I think.
Is Ignatius trying to talk to me?
Yes, it looks like.
Oh, do you hear him really muffled?
No, I can't hear him properly. I think it's a network issue.
I think,
Any more questions?
you
Any
think
more
it's,
questions? If there are no questions, we'll round up shortly.
yeah, I would love everyone to just, there's about 20 people here. Just go right now on IG as I speak. I put so many nuggets on my on my IG. Go right now. Go. I should see some of my phone ringing. Go at Arce-Cotto. Follow me at Prevail the Book. Follow me. I'm also on Facebook. If you guys are on Facebook, at Arce-Cotto. But follow me. You can also follow me on Facebook, author Arce-Cotto. My YouTube. You could get all my information on my tree link, my link tree on at Prevail the Book.
Okay, so I actually dropped the link to your Instagram and your email in the chat.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, beautiful.
Okay,
Awesome.
any more questions? If not, we'll round up shortly. I think this was an awesome session. This was very great.
Yeah, you guys give me a thumb up if you learned something, if this is gonna help you guys get to the next dimension that God has for you. Awesome. That's awesome. That's great. Amazing. Thank you, Rachel, Ignatius, for this opportunity. And I'm gonna be posting this, so you're gonna see it again. Beautiful, beautiful. Andrew, thank you. That's awesome. I wish I could see you guys and talk to you. You guys, hi. You guys put blank. I want to see everybody. This is you in Africa, I'm in US. You could take off your mask. That's awesome.
Hello.
Hi, Danielle, Amina. Awesome. I would love to see you guys if you guys can share. Andrew, come on. You said hi to me. That's beautiful. That's awesome. John, Francis, Nana. Yes, I wanna see you guys. I wanna see you guys. Yay! All young people. This is amazing. This is great. This is great. Thank you for having me. I hope I see you guys again.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
Okay, so those who just joined, I see people. I see people now joining.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we've ended, but I'm going to share the links of the recorded session in the group, so you get it. We normally do post it on YouTube, so you can get it on there. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Janari. Thank you so much for wanting to be part of this. It really means a lot to us as an organization and as all members on here. We appreciate you. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your efforts. And we hope to host you some other time.
Yes. And maybe one day I'll be in Ghana.
Yes.
I hope you guys have a place for me to stay if I go over there.
Definitely.
We are hosting you.
Yes, that's awesome. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna, should I sign off or do you want me to stay or is everybody gonna leave? What am I doing?
Yes, if you want to leave, because we are ending, so if you want to leave, you can, because we are just wrapping things up and we'll end soon.
Yeah, look forward to having you in Ghana.
I think Ignatius is talking, but his network is failing him.
Yes, the network is so bad.
Okay, so I think, yes, thank you all to those who are not in our groups. I shared the link to one of our groups in the chat section, so you can just join in one of our groups to keep updated. We are going on a long break.
Hello.
Yes. Was someone talking? Okay, so
sorry for the break in the network. Sorry for the break in the network, though.
Okay,
but thank you once again, Janari, and we're grateful for having you. As she said, you want to come to Ghana, and it will be a privilege to have you here for another wonderful session in the future.
Yes, that's great. That's awesome.
Yes, so I was saying that I've dropped, those who are not in our groups, I've dropped the link in the chat section. Just join the groups, and we are going on a long break. It's just a 2 weeks break because of the holidays, festive season. So we'll be back by 10th January for the next session. So do well to tell others about the organization, share the Zoom links around, and let others benefit as well. Next year is going to be amazing because we are bringing some amazing speakers on board as well. As usual, we always have amazing speakers. We are bringing some people that actually you would actually want to see, celebrities and all that. So let's anticipate for next year by God's grace. Thank you all for joining, and we appreciate you all. Thank you so much, Janari, once again.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Yes. Bye.